Number one is going to be in the screen size. The A15 has a 6.5-inch display, whereas the A17 has a 6.7-inch display. So you're getting a little bit more screen real estate on the new A17. Number two is going to be in the processor. The A15 has the Dimensity 6100 processor from MediaTek, whereas the A17 has the Samsung Exynos 1330 processor. Now, this processor is more of a mid-tier processor, whereas the A15 has more of an entry-level processor. So this one is going to be a much smoother and a faster experience, and it's going to handle those tasks a bit better. Obviously, this phone came out 2 years ago, and so the technology has advanced. So that's why you're going to get faster overall speed with the A17. Number three is going to be in the storage expandability. Now, guess what? Both these phones will still support a micro SD card. The difference is the A15 can support up to a 1 terabyte micro SD card, whereas the A17 can support up to a 2 terabyte micro SD card, which is great for you being able to store a lot more pictures and videos. Number four is going to be in the camera. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that the camera style is a little different. The A15 has the individual rings for each camera, whereas the A17 has this new uni design that sort of like encloses the three cameras. In terms of the camera specs, they're both going to have a 50 megapixel overall rear camera, but the difference is the A17 now supports optical image stabilization, which in layman's terms means you're going to get better pictures and better videos because now it's going to be able to account for a little bit of movement. So your pictures should be sharper and more crisper on that A17, and your video is also going to be smoother as well. For number five, the A15 actually is going to have a slight advantage over the A17 because it does still support that auxiliary port, whereas the A17 no longer supports an auxiliary cable, meaning to use those older headphones, you will need to purchase an adapter that looks like this. This is a Y adapter, and basically it has a USB-C on one end, and on the other end, it has an aux port and it has a USB-C. This will allow you to plug directly into your USB-C port so you can plug in those traditional headphones with this route. Those are super inexpensive. They only cost about $10, and I'll link one below in the description if you'd like to grab one. For number six, it's going to be in the profile of the phones. The A15 is 8.4 millimeters thick, whereas the A17 is 7.5 millimeters thick. So it's a little bit of a thinner phone. And also in the weight, the A15 is going to be 200 grams, whereas the A17 is going to be 192 grams. So a little bit thinner and a little bit lighter when it comes to that new A17. For the next difference, it's going to come down to the IP rating. The A17 has an IP54 rating, which means it's rated for some basic splash resistance and dust resistance, whereas the A15 has no IP rating, which means that you got to be very careful with water and with dust because if any gets in the phone, it's going to be a problem. So you have a little extra durability coming with that A17. The next difference is a small one, but a meaningful one. It comes in the operating system support. So on the A15, it's supported for 4 years of OS updates and 5 years of security updates, whereas the A17 is 6 years of OS support and 6 years of security updates. Now keep this in mind, the A15 has already been out for 2 years, which means Samsung has only guaranteed 2 more years of OS support and 3 more years of security updates, whereas with the A17, it's going to be a fresh 6 years right out of the gate. And that matters because if you buy this phone and you want to keep it for a while, then you want to make sure that it will receive all the latest security updates. So overall, guys, these are the biggest differences between these two phones. Now, guess what? They do share a lot of features in common, and I want to quickly rattle off some of the things that have not changed. So the first thing is they're both going to use a Super AMOLED display technology, so screens are going to be very similar in that regard. They're both going to support 25-watt fast charging, and they both have a 5,000 milliamp battery. They both support a 90 hertz refresh rate on the main screen. They're both going to have a 13 megapixel front camera, and they both support Bluetooth 5.3. All right, guys, so this was our full breakdown of the differences between the A15 and the A17. I would say just based on the specs, the A17 really does blow the 15 out of the water. You're getting that thinner, lighter profile. You're getting that larger screen. You're getting that better processor, that IP54 rating, so now it can handle water and dust better. And now that micro SD can go up to a 2 TB, so a lot of great new ads. And don't forget that optical image stabilization that's going to give you better and clearer pictures and videos. So in my opinion, the A17 is definitely worth the upgrade. And I wanted to give you guys some options of where you can buy this phone to get the best deal. Now, if you want to just buy it direct, Samsung.com does sell it for $199. Amazon does sell it for, I've seen it for $179, and you can get it in different colors. They do have it in a gray as well. Now, if you have a carrier, I was going to say Metro by T-Mobile does have it for free, I think, if you get a new line and if you're on their $65 plan. So that's another route you can take to get one for a really great price. I will link one on screen right here so you can check out the Samsung.com deal. And also remember, Samsung.com does offer trade-in as well. So you might be able to trade in your old phone. They have a deal right now where you actually would get $100 off for trading in an older phone. So that's another thing you could consider taking as well. So you've got options. Check out, Amazon, Samsung, and the carriers out there. Nowadays, I just love to buy my phone right out and just be done with it. So that's how I do it. But the biggest draw for Samsung.com is that if you do the payment plan, you can get it for $8 a month. So if you need a phone right now, you could get the latest one and basically pay $8 a month for, I think, 12 months, or it might be for 18 months. I have to double check that. But anyway, guys, leave me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know if you're going to make that jump or if you're going to ride with that A15. The one thing I did not mention that I think is important to end the video with is that software-wise, it's identical. Okay, now the A15, when it first came out, it did run, I think it was One UI 6.0, and it was very different. But now the A15 has, basically Samsung has pushed all of the new updates out, so the software is the same. So like the new swipe down features are going to be the same. They now have the new Now bar, which is there's a little pop-up on the bottom of the screen here. You'll also see it here when you have a timer, or if you want to track your sports. It has that little pop-up at the bottom. So software-wise, the experience is going to be identical, but it really comes down to the hardware. That's really where the A17 shines the most. So anyway, guys, I can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below of if you're going to make the jump or if you're going to ride with your A15. If you got value out of this video, make sure you bump that like button down below. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. Last thing, I will leave a link in the description that's going to have a link to all my favorite accessories that I use for my phones. So if you want to find some cool new accessories to go with your phone, check out that list as well. Thanks again for watching. Take care, and as always, have a good one.